I'm back in the woods and I'm building a bushcraft camp. I figured it wouldn't be a true TA Outdoors episode if I didn't build a bushcraft camp. You guys know, the long-term followers, I had a bushcraft camp series in a previous woodland. It was pretty awesome actually, it was good fun. Started with just a couple of walls like I did here. Turned out it to be some epic fort with a watchtower and everything like that. I'll put a link to that series in the description below. But I figured I've got the cabin just down there to the other side of the woodland. And I wanted to have something, that's made with the ash tree that's behind me, the planks and things like that. And I always wanted to have that, especially for tool storage and things like that, because it's totally dry. But at some point I always wanted to have something more natural and a bit more raw and rugged looking. And I suddenly realised I hadn't actually built any kind of bushcraft shelter here. I've camped in here, in tents and things like that, but I've never, oh, here comes the rain. I've never really done a bushcraft camp. And so, Bushcraft Camp 2.0 has begun. Now, I don't really know what the shape of it's going to look like. I just have started with some walls. For the roof, I'm going to, certainly for this episode, temporarily just throw up a tarp. And I've got loads of offcut of ash that my friend Ryan, when he diced it up, placed on the wooden floor, and a lot of it is useless and it's going to rot. So I'm going to use that to kind of stack around as walls as well. But I'm really looking forward to this. I haven't done kind of bushcraft camp stuff like this for a long time on my channel, so very excited. I hope you guys are too. I've got my dog Jax with me. The weather today is a bit mixed. It's rain and then the sun comes out. It's pretty much English weather all the time. But yeah, very excited. Thanks for joining me, and let's crack on with building more of the bushcraft shelter. One thing I totally forgot to mention, that you might recognise behind me, was the giant ash tree that I featured in episode 1 or 2 of the Woodland Life series. And I mentioned to you that I wanted to use most of the ash tree for planks for the cabin, which I've done, and obviously some of it for firewood. But I always wanted to keep that root system here as it is, because it's going to biodegrade, give some stuff back to nature. But it was so majestic when it was there, even as the root system. I just thought, why not build a bushcraft camp around it? And then that's the central feature of the camp. And so, as you can see, that's the centerpiece. I'm not going to really touch it at the moment, just leave it as is. And I've just created these walls around the side, mostly to just keep the camp as an enclosure, a bit more enclosed. And also any crosswinds that are coming in, it just keeps that off, especially if I have my fire, because I'm thinking fire pit here, thinking a couple of benches along here, maybe some like a roof coming up out here to the middle somehow. I haven't figured out the roof yet. Maybe you guys can help me on the roof situation. Throw in some ideas in the comments below. Haven't really figured out yet, not sure what to do. Certainly for today, because of the weather, I'm going to throw up a tarp and yeah, just tidy the area up. So let's crack on. Pretty epic thunderstorm. You can't really see it over there. I think it's going to miss us. The cabin is just in the corner up there. That is a good thunderstorm. There's cumulonimbus over there. Maybe it'll hit us. Hopefully it comes this way, that'd be fun. That'd be cool, wouldn't it, Jax? So the woodland with full canopy now It's so much darker obviously with the shade that it throws. You can see the sunlight barely hits the floor. And now all the bluebells, it's like weed killer or something's been put on them and they're just dying off. So yeah, let's have a look quickly at the hedge where I did the hedge laying up here, all along here, see if there's anything growing, any shoots. This is a beautiful part of the woods. I really like this part. Oh, here we go. So here's the start. Remember I fold over the trees with the hedge laying. So there's the plinth. There's the pleaching cut. So that's still attached to the stump there. I folded the tree over and that is living in a cambium layer. It's still there. It's browned off a bit now. It looks dead, but it's not. Right underneath there, nutrients and water are passing up and down the tree. And if you look, follow it up, here, new growth. Look at that. How awesome is that? And look, it's growing at a right angle to the tree. It's growing straight up all the way along, and that's how you make a living hedge from a tree. Ancient technique, pretty awesome, thousands of years old. And these buds are going to shoot up and create a nice hedge here. Oh, that thunderstorm's gnarly. Jax, what are you doing in the field? Where did you... Jax, out! Get out of the field! Jax, out! Come here! Where did you get in? Anyway, these are the binders that are keeping all these trees wedged in. And I'll build up any... As these grow up, guys, to be, I don't know, 6 feet tall, I'll cut them again, add them to the binder of the fence there and push it all down a bit more, and it strengthens the whole fence. So you've got a living hedge and a dead hedge bit there. Let's have a look further along. See what else there is. Where these saplings are growing down here, like this, you see? They're thin now, they're small. They're going to be growing out of this tree that I've folded over, up in the air. Couple here, actually 3 or 4, 5, 6 here, folded over, ready to make this hedge thicker along here. There's the cambium layer, we'll follow it along. There's the old, that's old growth because it's growing kind of 45 degrees upwards, so it would have grown vertically with the tree. That's not new growth, but if we follow the tree along, that certainly there is brand new growth this year. That's going to grow towards the sun now and grow up. Let's see, here's a real good shot. See that bud there? That bud is the start, a brand new bud that's coming up that's going to grow, I don't know, couple of feet probably this year, the rest of this summer, and create new growth off this still living folded over tree. It's very, very cool. Anyway, I'm getting distracted from the task of bushcraft camp. Raining again, Jax. Take cover! Rain has stopped play, thankfully. I've still got the tarp over the planks of ash that I've got remaining, so we'll just ride this one out and hopefully get a fire going. That's what my plan was. Got old England. Well, I'm going to round off that episode there. I was going to try and get the tarp up, but it was raining on and off all the time. Then I got the fire lit, and trying to throw the tarp over the fire while it's burning with the rain, I just didn't want that hassle. So we'll do something else down the line for the tarp. This is as far as I got today. I've got to go to hospital in a minute. Nothing major, but I'll explain in a different episode. Yeah, so this is as far as I got. I did the walls, a couple of walls, stacked some logs to make a wall as well, just to help use some of those older logs. We got the fire pit made, a nice sort of square or rectangular fire pit, just to keep all those all the coals and all the ash within the fire, especially summer months. We don't want it creeping out into the woodland. And then I've got a pot hanger set up, which I used way earlier in the series when I was putting the temporary tarp up for a temporary shelter. And then you've got the majestic ash tree bang in the middle as well, so that's the kind of feature. But I'm pleased with what I've done so far. Obviously there's a long road, there's lots more to do. Things like log stores, beds, shelter to sleep under, everything like that. For those of you who enjoyed my camp update series, the bushcraft camp update series, I think you're going to really enjoy this one. It's so nice to be able to have a bushcraft camp in my woodland. I'm really excited about that. And all the things that I can do here, all the bushcraft skills that I can practice. We're going to be doing new skills as well that I've not shown before on the channel. We're going to get quite a bit more bushcrafty certainly here in the camp, and I've also got plans to stuff to do up near the cabin as well. Yeah, the doors are opening, people. There's going to be some really cool things coming along, and if you like bushcraft and if you like bushcraft camp stuff, then you're going to love this series. Yeah, drop a comment below of what you want to see here, or maybe some little additions that you would add to the shelter. And I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next one.